It's Sunday morning, the 22nd of October, 2017. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming as always live from the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire. And I don't know if you can hear that, can you? That Mirrorball, it's a bit noisy today. I think the old motor needs a little bit of an oil. Not the only thing that looks like it needs an oil. Looking at your messages this morning. Who's first in today? It's Nathan. Nathan, I think you're going to be taking the crown from Diane, where it comes to person who gets the first message in the morning. I do. Diane, where is she? I mean, 1, 2. Oh, dear. 5 messages back, Diane. What is going on? I hope you're not watching someone else while I'm doing my patter first thing in the morning. I will be disappointed, Diane. Morning, Nathan. Wayne Martin's there. Good morning, Wayne. I hope you had a nice night. Were you DJing last night somewhere? Why is it called still the all-new, where you work, the all-new, is it Belgrave or Belgrave or something? Why is it still called all-new? You know, it's been called all-new now for about a year. It's not new anymore, dear. Can you please remove the words all new when it's not new? And it's like me saying, hello, I'm Chris Reardon, I'm new. I'm not. Look at the lines, you can tell. Not new. I've got stuff to show you today. It's all standing by. Don't go away. You'll miss something, okay? Good morning to Ashley. Morning, Ashley. I did try and call you on Friday night, dear. You ignored my phone call. Thank you very much. And you didn't bother ringing back. Very, very very disappointed. I've gone into teacher mode. Not that I'm a teacher. No way would I ever want to be a teacher. My God, chairs and tables being thrown away at you. Huh? Very, very disappointed, actually. You didn't answer my call. Yes, indeed. Good morning to Diane. Shania's there on the Isle of Wight. Good morning, Shania. Ashley might call in today. Well, I might open the phone lines. You know, if I've got time, I might open the phone lines. Not open yet. If you call in now, you may not get through, but you still may be charged for the call. Although it's only a local London number, as you well know. It's not one of those premium rate numbers that we have here. Good morning to Rob Dexter. Good morning, Rob. Been a little bit quiet recently, Rob, who's in Shrewsbury. That's very oldie worldy there, isn't it? Is it countryside Shrewsbury? You know, have I got a property there? I don't know. I'll have to check the book. So many. Good, and that's it. That's all we've got with us this morning. So welcome along to you all, boys and girls. Had a lovely day yesterday, actually. After the show, I went Christmas shopping again. There were 2 things I wanted to buy yesterday. One was my niece's and her little girl's Christmas presents. Now, I'm going to show you those today. So please, if you're watching, niece, no, I don't think she is. If the niece is watching, please don't watch. Okay? Please don't watch. Okay, I'm about to show you the Christmas presents I've got for my niece. Okay? And I also wanted to buy, I'm looking around for a chair for my living room, as you well know. Now, the type of chair I'm after, is a reclining chair, okay? But not an armchair. Now, I don't know exactly what they're called. It's like a chair, or actually not dissimilar to this, to be honest, but it reclines right back like that, you know, and they come with a footstool, and they go right back, and they swivel a bit like that. I'm not sure exactly what they're called. Now, I did see one last week when I was in House and Fraser with my friend. It was made in Italy. It was half price to what it normally is, but it still was expensive. A little bit more than I'd want really to pay for a chair. Let's say hello to some of the other people with us. Good morning, those of you on Periscope. And good morning to Ross, who says good day to all of our viewers. Good morning, Ross. He's in Australia. All right. So I'm looking around for this chair. The House of Fraser one, it's a bit dear. Would I buy it? Probably, if I don't find one somewhere else. Now, it was half price because it's like ex-demonstrator. You know, and I'm just worried about all those dirty, sweaty asses that have been sitting in that chair that I might purchase half price. Of course, I could have it cleaned and recovered, I suppose. But you know, when you want to buy a new piece of furniture, you don't want to know that some old girl or some old geezer's been sitting in there wetting themselves, do you, darling? Absolutely not. You want a new chair. But I may still buy the one in House and Fraser if I can't find one. But it's more than what I want to pay. Right, so that's the type of chair I'm looking for. Similar to this one, not dissimilar to this, but of course with a lot more padding and a reclining that goes right back. Now, funnily enough, my sister's got nice armchairs, although not like that. They're proper armchairs, wide, arms a bit like that, and that's the sort of thing she's got. But that's not what I'm after. I'm after something, like that. Now, I've been looking on Amazon, and to be fair, there are very, very similar, and I want cloth. We don't do leather. I don't like leather. I want cloth. Leather, number one, it's blooming cold to sit on or hot in the summer. And number two, some poor animal has died so that I can sit on it. So no, don't want leather. Must be fabric. Perhaps you can help me with this. I don't know. Good morning, Danny Davis, who joins us a little bit late. You weren't quite there early enough today, Danny, but I'll forgive you this time, especially after looking at your pretty little face on one of our nighttime shows the other night when he called in on the video phone. At nighttime, we do occasional nighttime shows. There probably won't be one tonight, actually, around about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, where you can do video calls as well. We can't do that on the daytime shows in the studio, although I'm going to look into that. There might be a way of doing it, okay? So that's the sort of chair I'm looking for. Now, to be fair, on Amazon, of all places, they have got the same looking chair, not quite the same looking, but similar looking chairs there for less than a quarter of the price than they are for this one I was looking at and sitting in House of Fraser. Now, the one I'm sitting in House of Fraser is, my God, so comfortable. You can just lean back there and relax. Lean back there, relax, put your feet up, that sort of thing. All right? And I didn't want to get up. The Amazon ones are less than a quarter of the price, but of course, you can't sit in them until they get here. Now, my sister said, yeah, but you can send them back. Well, yeah, I suppose so. But I don't like doing, I don't really like doing that too much. Sending stuff back all the time. Just a minute, this blooming phone keeps buzzing. So I don't know what to do, really, whether I should just order one from Amazon. So much cheaper. As I say, they're less than a quarter of the price. That's the sale price. If I was paying full price for this chair and house, I don't dare tell you how much it is. If I was paying full price for this chair and house of Fraser, the one on Amazon would be about a tenth of the price as I saw as the one in House of Fraser. Do you think I should just order one? Should I just order one off Amazon and see how it is? Risking the fact that I've got to send it back. And of course, you've got to put these things together yourself. Oh my God. If I wanted to go to IKEA, I would do. The one that comes from Amazon, I suppose it comes in. Well, it can't come in that many bits, can it? I mean, how many bits can it be? There'd be a bottom bit? I don't know. Bottom bit, a seat bit? I don't know. I mean, I could probably do it, after looking at the instructions, no doubt written in Chinese and Romanian or something like that. Perhaps I should just buy one and be done with it. But yesterday I thought, well, I'll go out and have a look in Phoenix. Good morning to Josh in New Zealand, just joining us today. Good morning, Josh. Hope you enjoy our little show today. All right, welcome along. Let's think. Yes, so I went to Phoenix yesterday. We got Fenwick's. Just a moment. Fenwick's bag. And I thought they would do it in there. Now, Phoenix has replaced the Bentals, which we had in Bracknell when they done the town centre up. Bentals closed and Phoenix open. Well, I thought they'd have all the same stuff in there. So I'm looking. I've gone into Phoenix and all these security blokes on the door. Morning. Walked through there. And I've gone to the little... They've always got signs near the escalators. There's only 3 floors, ground 1 and 2. And I'm looking for furniture. No mention of furniture anyway. But I saw on the top floor, on the second floor, it said home. So I thought, maybe the furniture is in the home stuff. Okay? So I've got on the escalator, up I goes, and no, I mean, they got teapots. What was it? Really nice China teapots. I thought, they're nice. Picked it up, made in China. Oh, no. It doesn't quite work for me. If you want an English cup of tea, you've got to have an English teapot, haven't you? Not that I went in for a teapot. I went in to look at chairs. And I'm looking around, no chairs anywhere. And I saw a bed. I thought, must be over there. I've gone over to the bed. No, they don't sell beds. They are just displaying duvets on this bed. Very disappointing. And I went up to a sales assistant. I said, where's all the furniture? Oh, we don't do it in here. I said, oh. I said, I thought you'd replace bentals. And she laughed. She said, yes, she did. And she said, you won't believe the amount of people that come in here asking if we sell furniture. No furniture. So actually, in Bracknell, there's nowhere like to buy a large selection of furniture now other than Next, which have a few chairs, and another place called The Range, which have a few bits and pieces, but kind of, you know, not the sort of thing I'm looking for. So very disappointed. No furniture, so no chairs to try out or anything. I'm a bit stuck to what to do. I think this week we've got to go to the Apple store again. My mate wants to go to the Apple store. And when I'm there, there's a John Lewis there and a House of Fraser, as you well know. And I might go in John Lewis and have a look in there, see the chairs in there, you know, and have a sit down there. I don't really want to pay the amount that from that other chair. But then again, as I say, I could order one from Amazon and it comes and see how that goes. Or I might try eBay as well. Sometimes you can find this stuff on eBay as well. Anyway, while I was in Phoenix, I thought, well, while I'm here, I will have a look for my niece's Christmas present. Now, she's already let slip. So if my niece is watching, let me just check. I don't think she's watching this morning. No. If my niece is watching, okay, please don't watch any more for the next 10 minutes. Bye-bye, Josh. Okay, see you soon, Josh. Thanks for joining us on the show today. Josh is on Periscope. Catch it back on a little bit later on the replay if you want, Josh, all right? So she let slip to my sister that she wants matching bags for her and her 4-year-old daughter. Isn't that a nice little thing? So, you know, I'm in Phoenix and I'm looking around. I've gone to all these bags. Oh, some of the prices of some of those, dear. Oh, you know, like £400 or £500 each bag. God's sake. So 2 would come to about £1,000. I don't think so there. But I did. I found something in the end. And I'm really pleased. And it was right on the last lot of shelves. And I got them 2 Ted Baker bags. Do you want to have a look? Here we go. For Mummy. For my niece. And for a little girl. Do you like? Aren't they nice? They're lovely, aren't they? And they weren't that dear, to be fair. You know, I got both of these for £70. And I think that's very reasonable for those. And a lovely smell. Plastic. No animals were harmed in the making of those, just in case there's any vegans watching today. I'm vegetarian myself. There you go. Mothers and daughters bag. Do you think, I'm just a bit concerned that might be little bit big for a 4-year-old. I can see her kind of dragging it along the ground. But she'll grow into it, as they always say, don't they? So there, I've got my nieces and her little girl's bags now. I'm really pleased about this. Look. And then I looked at the purses. The purses were same design as this. Purses, they were 120 quid. How does that work? How does that work? You know, if that, I'll tell you how much that was 40 quid. What was that, 40? I think that was 40 quid. If that's 40, how is it that something that's like a third of the size, less than a third of the size, is 120. I don't get that. And it was horrible. The design was nice, but on the purse, it had these, you know, the gold, not gold, but gold coloured thing, what closes it. What's that called? A clip? A catch? The catch that closes it. But they were really big. And I thought, that's ugly. That's ugly. So I didn't get that. So I'm quite pleased. So I've now got my sister's Christmas present. And I've got my niece's Christmas present. And I've got my little great niece's Christmas present. So I'm getting very, very organised this year for Christmas. I've never, ever got presents this early. And I told you, the reason is I've got this new credit card. And for 3 months, I get 5% of my purchases back. So I might as well get them now and save a bit of money, mightn't I? You save even more money if you get them in the sales. And I don't think there's anything wrong with getting Christmas presents in sales afterwards. If people are willing to wait, you know. do you mind waiting for your Christmas present this year? Can we get it in the sales? Save a little bit of money. Don't be so tight. Buy it now. All right. We'll open the phone line if you want to call in at any point. There we go. There's the phone line. Oh, no, just a moment. Just a moment. I have to do a couple of things on the other computer to open that. There we go. Phone line open if you want to call in at any point this morning. 020 8144 3477 is my local London number. You can't call in on the FaceTime video. That doesn't work in the studio, okay? That only works for our nighttime shows downstairs. So 020 8144 3477 is my phone-in number this morning. It's a local London number. Doesn't cost you anything more than a local call to ring. Phone number up there, 020 8144 3477. If you're abroad somewhere, or indeed in the UK, and if you've got Skype, you can Skype in. My Skype in is United Kingdom Talk. All one word. United Kingdom Talk on the Skyping, and 020 8144 3477 for the phone number. Adam the plumber's with us this morning. Good morning, Adam. Are you working today? Are you working hard today? I do hope so. Get those pipes fixed this morning, Adam. Thank you very much. So went to Phoenix. Was very pleased with the bags. Disappointed I couldn't find a chair to buy. But there you go. Then I popped into Waitrose to get some chopped up red onions, because they're the only place that do those. You can get chopped up onions in Sainsbury's and Tesco's, but not red ones. They only do the red ones in Waitrose, and they're £1 a packet. You get you get 2 packets actually. They're like 2 plastic bags with chopped up red onions, and you don't have to touch them, and you don't cry. And when I'm going to do my dinner after I finish the show today, I just open the bag, put them in the pot, and start mixing them up with my lunch, which today is vegetable risotto. That's what I'm cooking myself today. I usually do enough for 2 or 3 meals if it's that, because that's a rice dish. I don't like to do too much rice dish because you're not supposed to reheat that. You might get away with it once. I don't think you're even supposed to do it once actually, but I do it once. So I'll do enough for 3 meals, which will be today, tonight when I get in from work, and tomorrow afternoon, and that's it. That's enough. So in that will be green beans, onions, carrots, risotto rice, vegetable stock. And maybe I might shove in a tin of chopped tomatoes as well to give it a nice bit of flavour. And garlic. Garlic. Now, I was saying, funnily enough, I talked about garlic. I was talking to Vivian today in church. Oh, she was funny today, Vivian. She made me howl. Something funny happened today. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so at church, I go to church on the Sunday morning. At church, so the priest, about a third of the way through Mass, he does a sermon, when he talks about Jesus things and Bible things and all that business, and what we should and should be doing. And he was saying that he gives a different sermon for the normal service and for the children's mass. The sermon is similar but not the same. And he said, I would love to give you the children's version of this, but you'd all start complaining, you're talking to us like kids. You know how people moan all the time, don't they? They moan, and I'm so glad I'm not one of those people that moans all the time. I really am. And he was talking about, he had this coin. And in those times, in Bible times, I think the coins were denaries. Denaries. And he said, I've actually got a denari in my hand. And he said, this denarii... Oh, we've got a call coming in there. Just a moment. Oh, good morning, Ashley. How are you today? Morning, Ashley.
Morning, Chris. I'm
morning.
Not too bad. How are you?
Can I just put you on hold there while I just finish this little story, all right?
All right, okay.
Yeah, just stay there a moment or two. Yeah, so he's got this denarii, and he said, this is a denarii, as used. It was minted in 26, the year 26, and this is the actual one held by Jesus. This is the one, because of course he would have said that. He would have said that. This is a coin. You just know one of the little kids would have said, is that actually one that Jesus held? I love it. And me and Vivian were laughing along to that. We really were. And she was saying he tells these stories because he gets his own back on some of the people in the congregation who complain, because people always like to complain, and they usually do it anonymously, which is so easy these days with emails and that. You can sell an email or a tweet, and it's sad. We call them keyboard warriors, sad, lonely people who sit there tweeting, or if they've had a bad experience, they won't worry about what the reason is. You know, if you've gone into a restaurant, you might have waited half an hour instead of like 15 minutes for a meal because it was so busy or something like that. But instead of listening to the reasoning, they go straight on Twitter and like tweet bad things about it. I love it. And the same happens to the priest. I love it when people go, when organisations or restaurants or hotels go back on that comment, the bad comment they had, and give a reason or even attack the person, because they deserve that. You know, they absolutely deserve that. If you're sad and lonely, pathetic person who sits there and keyboard, who can I complain to today? Then you have no respect for me at all. You know, if you don't like something, tell me to my face. I'm quite known for speaking the truth. You know, if I don't like something, I will tell you how it is. None of that hiding around, yeah, and telling people what they hear. That's a terrible thing to do. Tell people what they want to hear. No, you need to tell them, and then we can get on all right. None of this hiding. Good morning, Ashley. How are you today, sir?
Oh, not too bad. How are you, Chris?
Are you not working today?
Oh, God, here we go. Now my phone's going. Hold on.
What's wrong with your phone?
Oh, that's Lee. I'll ring him back in a minute.
I beg your pardon. We can't be taking other calls while you're talking to me, dear. How rude is that?
Yeah, no, I've just put it on silent, love.
Good. I'm glad you have. Well, good morning. How can I help you this morning?
Oh, no, I just wanted to apologise that I missed your call on Friday, that was all.
Well, it's outrageous. Missed the call. You must have seen it was missed. Oh, a missed call. Well, now, doesn't it occur to you, a missed call. Maybe I should call him back. Does that occur to you at all, lovey?
I text you.
Yes, and the call was in response to your text.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Rude.
Love. I do apologise.
Rude, dear. Rude.
Well, as I said, I do apologise. I do apologise. It won't happen again.
Okay, I'll let you off. What's new then? What you were calling in about this morning? Was that just it? Just a quick apology, dear?
Yeah, well, yeah, mainly. It was just a quick apology and just to see how you were, that was all.
Very well. We had a nice night last night. It was a bit quiet in there last night. We had Lola lasagna last night. The trouble is, she starts spouting off political stuff, and how bad she hates Theresa May, and she's very, very left-wing and does it on sort of within the show, which I always think is a little bit thing. She was running down Theresa May and the Conservatives and Brexit, and I was looking around and seeing people kind of wince when she's doing that. I mean, you can do it as a joke. You do it as a joke, like I might refer to Jeremy Corbyn's Brown, and there was who was it? Chris was in there. DJ Chris.
Oh yeah.
Can I just let people know, Ashley is someone who comes in one of the places that I do karaoke and a little bit of hosting in there. I do karaoke there on a Monday night and a Friday night. Monday 8 till 11:30, Friday 8:30 till midnight, and that's at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross, if you ever want to join us there. And DJ Chris was sitting there in this brown jacket. And I said, where did you get that ghastly brown jacket? Is that offcut from that terrible jacket that Jeremy Corbyn won? Do you remember that jacket he wore? Oh, yeah. In Parliament. You don't watch the Parliament, do you? Good morning, Terry.
So, there was something else I was going to say. I totally forgot now.
Did I put you off?
Pardon?
Morning, Lee. Good morning, Lee. And good morning to Callum this morning. Oh, managed to open your eyes, have you, Callum? Oh, dear. Teenage boy, 11:30. This is probably really early for him to be getting up, I tell you. Blimey. I suppose your dad's been bringing you breakfast in bed as well, has he? Carry on, Ashley. Have you remembered yet?
No, it's gone from... Oh, yes, that was it. Last Sunday.
Yes.
You should have been there, love. Last Sunday evening.
I'll
give it a go, because you know what I've done, don't you?
Well, you've already told me all of this.
Have I?
Yes. You're going round in circles this morning, Ashley. Have you just got up, dear?
Yeah.
Oh, that explains it.
I woke up a little while ago.
What you need?
It's a Sunday. So
make yourself
Sunday's my relaxing day.
Make yourself a nice.
I'm I'm going out this afternoon. I'm going round friends for Sunday lunch.
Oh, are you? Okay. Well, I've got to cook mine yet, and mine's waiting to go in the pot a little bit later on.
See, where you're a vegetarian, you won't like what I'm going to be eating.
No, I know I won't. I know I won't. You'll be eating some sort of dead animal. Terry wants to know, can I have the champers for breakfast? Oh, no, I couldn't eat. Could you drink champagne for breakfast? Some people do, don't they? They have a glass of champagne for breakfast. Oh, no, that I couldn't do that. Could you? Morning, Vera.
No, I have to. My first thing, which I'm going to do right now.
Yes?
So I've literally just got, well, not literally, but a little while ago, I got up, so I'm going to put the kettle on as I'm talking to you.
Well, you have a nice cup of tea, Ashley, and we'll speak to you again very soon, all right?
All right then, love, no worries. Well, I'll give you a text later on anyway.
Please do. See you soon.
Okay,
Bye-bye, Ash.
Take care, speak to you later.
Bye now. Bye.
All right, bye, bye.
There we are, Ashley calling in, and we go straight to another number, actually. Good morning, Ross. How are you today, sir? Eh?
Hello,
Hello, who's that?
Emily.
Hello, Emily. Is your dad put you on the phone to me?
Yeah,
And how old are you, Emily?
7.
7 years old. Wow. I remember when I was 7 years old. Do you know what I did, Emily? Do you know what I did?
No.
There was a park near our house, and there was a pond there. It wasn't very deep. And one day, my mum and dad took me to the park with my sister, and I ran into the pond with all my clothes on. And my mummy wasn't very pleased. Honestly, that's what I did. Have you ever done anything like that?
Stop talking, you silly old man.
I beg your pardon.
You silly old man.
Emily,
You silly old man.
where is she? Emily, Emily. Is anyone talking, or is it just all laughing?
Silly old
Emily,
man.
Emily, do you remember when your dad had hair and when he wasn't fat? Do you remember? Is your daddy fat? Tell him he's fat.
You're fat.
Ask him, say, baldy over there. What's it like to have no hair? Is it hot or is it cold? What's it like to be bald? What are you doing today, Emily?
Nothing.
Are you not doing anything? Are you going out to play anywhere or anything like that?
No.
Are you going to watch some television?
Probably.
And what do you like on the television? Do you watch do you watch Scooby Doo? Is that still on?
I do not watch that.
You don't like Scooby Doo? Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? What do you watch then? What do you watch on the television, Emily? Oh,
Can't remember. I'm going to pass the rest to Sophie. I want to do it.
okay then. Bye-bye. Is that it then? Are you going now?
Yeah.
Okay then.
Bye.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
You're not very talkative, are you? Are you still there, Dad?
Of course I'm still here.
Oh, hello, how you doing? All right.
Good morning. Hello, Ross. And how's life in sunny...
Good morning to you, Chris Reardon in Royal Berkshire.
How is life in sunny Norfolk today? We didn't get much of a storm. They kept going on and on about this storm yesterday. I was disappointed, to be honest. There was a little bit of
No,
wind
it's been
outside,
really
but not
windy
as much
all-
wind as what comes out of my mouth when I'm doing my chat.
All night it's been windy, and it's now starting to pour down the rain, which is typical, as we want to go out today, Dad,
Oh.
but now we can't.
There's no rain here. I don't know if we're getting any rain. I was going to do some washing after the show when I'm doing my
I've
dinner.
just put a load on the washing line, but I'm going to have to get it all in again now.
You go and get it in quickly, Ross. How's life with you,
Yeah.
sir?
Very good. I got a week off this week, so I'm having some lazy days. It's lovely.
Oh, okay. Well, are you not
Doing
going?
some radio stuff.
You're not going out this afternoon?
Well, I don't know. We might go to mum and dad, something like that. But I'm listening to the kids. Do they have this thing where you live, where all the kids paint all the rocks and then they hide the rocks?
No. What's that called? Is that like
Well, that's called Norfolk Rocks.
Norfolk?
And what they Norfolk Rocks.
Right.
So what they do, they find like old big stones and stuff like that, and they decorate them. And then there's a Facebook group, and you hide the rocks up, and you put on Facebook where you've hid them, and other people have got to find them, and you've got to find other people's rocks, and then you re-hide them and stuff like that. And that's apparently they do it all over the place now. That started in Norfolk.
What a fun thing to do. That's like that geo something.
Catching thing.
What's it called? Geocaching?
Geocaching, or no, I don't know.
Caching.
Like that.
Yeah, where people, they write clues, I think, on a bit of paper, and then they or put a prize or something. They hide something. I don't know, like a
Bag of sweets.
like a packet of sweets. They would hide it somewhere, and don't they then post a clue on some website, and then you look at the clue, and then you go to wherever you think the clue is, and then where that is, there is another clue, and then you read that clue, and then you put it back where it was, and you go to the next place, and then you get the other clue, and hopefully you end up at the prize.
I think it's something like geocaching or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, that is something like that. It's a similar thing, but it's a good idea because that gets kids outside and that gets them decorated and things like that. That getting arts and stuff.
I think that's an excellent idea, Norfolk Rocks.
I think maybe you should have some kind of outside broadcast where you do some Norfolk Rocks or something like that, where you have to go and hide some things.
I could hide something. What about a solid gold coin, something like that?
You could be like Annika Rice. You could do like treasure hunt on Facebook Live.
Oh, I don't think I could get into that tracksuit, to be honest. How tight was that she had on?
I know.
Blimey.
You can have like a helicopter. You can jump out of a helicopter and stuff like that in your back garden.
Have you ever been on a helicopter, Ross?
No, I would
Do you know
not
what?
on a helicopter.
Do you know what? They are the smoothest ride. They really are. And you wouldn't think it, would you? When you're on those little...
thank you.
When you're on the little planes, they bounce about. They're terrible, they are. Not like going on a jumbo jet. On the little planes, they really do bounce about. Helicopters are really smooth. You wouldn't barely know you're moving.
I'm a good driver. My Kia Picanto, that's very smooth drive as well.
Do what?
My Kia Picanto, that's a very smooth drive as well.
Your cure for cancer?
My Kia Picanto, my car.
Oh,
I'm a very smooth driver.
Do you know, it sounded like that you said you had a cure for cancer. I thought you was about to make a lot of money then and help people.
I'm working on it, but not quite yet.
Yeah, work harder then, work harder. Perhaps there's something that I could purchase in your wonderful Tesco supermarket. That I
double
could give
discount this week for me.
I could give out to people free of charge or something like that, couldn't I?
I was going to say, did you see the George Michael documentary?
No, haven't seen it yet. So I've got that on record.
I watched half of it. I fell asleep, to be honest. So that was good. I put it on too late, but I got halfway through. But that was really interesting. The half I've seen. We're going to watch that half tonight.
There were two blokes on the radio. One said he really enjoyed it. The other one said it was too celebrity orientated. Would you go along that?
Yeah, I thought that.
Right.
I thought that was from the start.
Yeah.
They had all the supermodels on, and I thought, what? And Ricky Gervais was on there, and I know you don't like him. I like Ricky Gervais, but I thought, well, hold on. I've never known you to ever say anything about George Michael.
Yeah.
They had Liam Gallagher on there, who I also like, but I was really surprised that he was a George Michael fan. That didn't seem very real, that some of them people would be the number one choices of them telling their stories. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and what I found surprising, this bloke on the radio was saying George Michael actually produced it. He actually produced most of that film. So I don't know, really. I don't know how that worked. But he did say that Ricky Gervais was on there talking about George, but then he kind of turned it around and started talking about himself. Well, the program is supposed to be about George Michael, not Ricky Gervais.
Well, it's just funny because like Liam Gallagher's got a new album come out, and it's kind of like he's just trying to get in on something just to promote his name a little bit more.
Right.
It's not about him.
Yeah.
It's about George Michael. Yeah, I was a bit. I did it to Donna last night. I watched it. I was a bit like, well, what's he doing on it? I've never known him to like him. I could imagine someone like who was the person who was really good. Jerry Halliwell was really good friends with him. Yet she's not on there.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Elton John was
I
on
haven't
there.
watched it yet, so I'll give that a watch when I when I got an hour or so. I'm halfway
Because he
through
Sorry, go on.
Casualty from last night at the moment. Halfway
I will
through
not watch that.
Casualty.
Don't watch that rubbish.
Have you got
But he
Netflix,
was-
Ross?
George Michael was actually working on that 3 days before he died.
Working on what?
On that documentary.
Well, that's what I say to you. I think he produced it. He wouldn't have finished it
Yeah.
off, I suppose, but he actually produced the show. So I assume that that's what he wanted. People like Ricky Gervais and all that on it. But I haven't seen it. Did you see the fans much on there talking about him or not?
No,
No, just
nothing.
celebrities,
No,
yeah.
unless that was on the second half. But no,
Yeah.
it's just very, very bizarre choices of people, that were included in it, which I don't really understand.
Oh,
They should have
strange.
you on there because you're a music expert.
I'm not a music expert at all.
You are.
I'm not a
You
music
are.
expert. Really not.
Are you a George Michael fan?
Yes, I like this stuff. I went to a Wham concert. Wham.
Oh, I'd love to.
Oh yes, I
Wham.
went to
like
the
them.
I went to the Hammersmith Odeon to see Wham, and they came on in like yellow football shorts, and they had the white t-shirts. You know, the Wham white t-shirts. That's what they had. Yeah, that would have been,
Yeah.
and I was one of the only fellas in there, But there was no indication that it was gay at all or anything like that. And
Well, he
they,
said when he was in Wham, he had a brilliant time. But when he went solo and all they wanted him to do was publicity, he said he just felt so alone because he didn't have Andrew Ridgeley with him, and he just felt so alone. And all he was doing was working and interview after interview. And in the end, I mean, when you see it, I won't spoil the documentary, but when you do see it, he says a little bit further in the documentary that he actually got to the point where when Listen to Prejudice came out, he didn't promote it. He didn't have his picture on the cover or anything. He could not stand doing promotion, and that was like a first for an artist to not do any promotion. I think that's why Sony wanted
Right.
to drop him from the record label.
right. It was a big shock Christmas Day because last Christmas I had a wonderful Christmas Day at my sister's with my niece, nephews, and their children. We had a wonderful day. I'd gone back to the caravan I was hiring, and I was sitting there, and I thought, well, I'll record one of my shows. So I'm sitting there recording this show, and while I was recording it, halfway through, it flashed up that George Michael, and it kind of just completely took the shine off the day, and I'm like, you must be joking. Surely not.
That was a talking point of where we
Yeah.
were as well. Because any other day, but that was Christmas Day, and that was just people don't die. I know it sounds silly, but you don't think people die on Christmas Day.
No, you
And
don't,
that was
do you?
one of the big people.
I do believe, actually, I've heard before that for the whole year, the most people die around that Christmas period. Did you know that?
No, why is that then?
I don't know. Maybe they eat too much. I should watch yourself. When you have that second helping on Christmas Day, I should watch yourself, Ross.
Yeah, you got to be watching your stuff. And blooming afternoon teas you keep having, you fat pig.
What, once every 2 weeks? Are you serious?
What every 2 weeks?
I'm on Slimming World. I'm on Slimming World, and once for one meal every 2 weeks, I go out for an afternoon tea or something. It's once
Every
a week.
time I look on your blooming Facebook thing, you're always at afternoon tea, you fatty.
Well, you want to look a bit more often. There's only one. There's only 2 lots of photographs up there, or 3 lots. Afternoon tea, very nice. Thank you very much. Scones and cakes.
Just
We
treat
like
yourself.
it. We like it. Lee's just shoved up a message. He says, I'm an undertaker, and it does get busy during the winter period. So there we are. Yeah, that's
Maybe
it.
it's the cold.
That's it.
Maybe it's the cold weather or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be something to do with the cold weather as well, isn't it? You know.
I like your side view of your video.
Oh, well, there's 3 cameras in here. There's 3 in here now.
Yeah, I like that. I ain't seen that view before. Let's
Have you
enlarge
not?
that. Oh,
I've got
like
one on
that.
the other side as well. Do you want me to turn around as well? Give it
on
a
then,
whole
let's have a
look. There we go.
360.
There's another one there. Another one there as well. Look at that. Oh, it take you 10
'cause
seconds
you
to
only ever
catch
see
up.
the front view. It's interesting. That
There's
is.
about a
I've
10
got the side view.
There's a 10-second delay. 10-second delay.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
It's all
Oh,
very.
that's what it looked
Oh
like.
yeah. We don't do things
I thought
by
you had a
halves
big
here.
bit in front of you. That's just a wall.
I can't wait to become a hologram so I can actually appear
Emily,
sitting next to
there's
you.
Chris's studio. We're looking at your studio. Emily and Sophie looking at your studio. Look at all that stuff he's got. He's got his mixer. He's
It's
got
all old
amplifier,
stuff,
he's got
Ross.
3 screens.
It's all old. It's all old. There's nothing new in
Yeah.
here. Not even
Same
me.
with mine, mate. If that works, that's all that matters.
Not even me. Right, I'm going to read some of these messages now, Ross.
All right, bye.
Have a lovely day. There we are. Ross calling in from Norfolk. Goodbye, little girl. Goodbye, Emily. That's a lovely name. Same name as my niece's daughter, actually, Emily. That a nice name it is. Very oldie worldy. Good morning to Lee Gasson. Good morning, Lee. He's with us this morning. Let's have a look. Richard Templeton's there in Lisbon. Good morning, Richard. Hope you're well today. Are you on the same clocks as us in Lisbon? I'm not quite sure. Portugal, or are you a little bit before? When do our clocks go back? Is it next week? Well, that'd be good. You know, because I'm always a little bit tired on a Sunday after getting up at 7:30 to go to church in the morning. Morning, Julian. Grey and wet in Mallorca today. Well, I've got blue skies out there, but you know, I was saying to my mate yesterday, you know, the 6 months where it gets darker, and then 6 months where it gets lighter, and then 6 months, and so on and so forth. Do you know what? We're now 4 months into the it's getting darker period. Only 2 more months of it's getting darker, and then it starts getting lighter again. And it all comes round again, doesn't it? So quickly. It really does. Morning, Mari. I haven't heard from you for a while. I do hope you're well down there in Cornwall, Devon. What's the other one? Dorset? Dorset. I think you're in Dorset. Can't remember, Mari. Good morning. Welcome back to the show. All right, my darling. And hello to Vera. We said hello to Vera. Have you got your onesie on this morning, Vera? She's into her onesies, aren't you? Yes, that's it. Good. So, as I say, I went into Waitrose, got my stuff there, and that's it, really. And that's it. Right, now, a couple of stories. Here's something I want to ask you. If you are over 40 and you're a driver and you've been... Vera hasn't got a onesie on. Well, get it on, dear. Get it on. And you're a driver. Do you remember the last time your windscreen was covered in insects? I remember years ago. No, Peter, I've said hello to you. I've said hello to you, Peter. Pay attention, dear. Chop, chop, dear. Pay attention. Because I don't get it anymore. And I remember when I started driving, if we went for sort of any drive that was longer than, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, you'd have insects on your screen, wouldn't you? And I used to dread going on the motorway, especially if you've just had your car cleaned. You must remember this. In the, I became a driver in the 80s, 1980, I was late, 80, 86 maybe, 87, something like that, 86, 87, right about 86, 85. I became a driver in 85, 86, 87. I used to dread going on the motorway or a fast road because after just going from one end, you know, just a few junctions down, you come off and your windscreen would be absolutely covered in dead insects. A lot of big green flies, that sort of thing. But it doesn't happen anymore. Anyone else notice that? It never happens. Not just sometimes it doesn't happen, or it doesn't always happen. It just doesn't happen at all anymore. And I'm on that motorway almost every day of the week. I go up and down the motorway, you know, about 30 minutes each way. And when I started in the 80s, you get down the end of the motorway, then you have to have that spray thing on, you know, to spray the thing and try and clean the dead insects off. And it would never get rid of all of them. But it wasn't bad. You get the smear of blood and bits of insect all over your windscreen. Doesn't happen at all anymore. I don't get a single insect dead on my windscreen. And this bloke who I listen to on Friday nights and Saturday nights, Nick Abbott on LBC, he mentioned this last night. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, that's right. You don't get dead insects on the... Now, why is that? Where have they all gone? And he referred to an article in the Daily Mail just a couple of days ago. And it says, Where have all the bugs gone? Right? And the story goes, just as in any sci-fi disaster movie, the first signs of impending doom seem perfectly unremarkable. Someone mentions in passing that he's noticed that while driving through the countryside or on long-distance motorway trips, his car windscreen doesn't get splattered by insects like it used to. Now, this doesn't seem to me to have been a gradual thing. One day, it was covered in dead insects, and then suddenly it just doesn't happen anymore. It didn't like gradually go down. It was very sudden. Do you not think so? A scientist overhears this. This says in the Daily Mail a couple of days ago. And is intrigued by the observation. He's a Dutch ecologist called Casper, and he decides to investigate. What he uncovers is an alarming global threat that he calls the windscreen phenomenon. Now, you've probably heard stories over the last few years about a problem with bees, the decline in bees. Now, you wouldn't have thought that actually. If you went to, we went to for a visit to Savile Gardens, me and my friend, some months ago now, when all the flowers were out. Because we like gardens and flowers and all that business. We like doing that sort of thing. And it's funny, actually, you know, years ago in the 90s, all we could think about was going out, getting off our heads and dancing all night long and pulling. Now, we're quite happy. We're much happier going to afternoon teas and walking around gardens. And it's funny how things change as you get older, but there you go. It's one of those things. We're very happy, very happy walking around garden centres and places like that, looking at plants. And we went to this Savile Gardens place, and there were so many bees everywhere, hundreds and thousands of them, all over these flowers, working away. But that's just in that place. Don't really see many bees. I can't honestly say that I see many bees. But I do see some bees. The things I really don't see much anymore, apart from the insects on car windscreens, are wasps. I mean, dare I say it, I'm pleased that I don't see wasps anymore. Certainly throughout the winter, I would find wasps in the house. You know, not hundreds of them. Now and again, you'd find a wasp that, I don't know, had fallen asleep at the top of the curtains or something like that, and you'd move the curtains and it comes out, and it's usually very weak and it's like flying slowly, and you get rid of it quickly before it stings you. Big fat things they were. But I rarely see wasps now in the garden. Have you noticed that as well? And they were a problem. Wasps have always been a problem. Not anymore. Where have the wasps gone? Where are all the insects? Back to the story then. In the Daily Mail a couple of days ago, it says it was indeed reports of cleaner windscreens that inspired this bloke, Casper, and his team at Radboud University in the Netherlands to conduct the world's first study of flying insect numbers. The results, published this week, indicate that the European insect population has fallen by 3/4 in 30 years. Now, I remember hearing stories on the radio and on the television recently, you know, about how we can't, if you're a meat eater, and let's be honest, you know, most people do eat dead animals, don't they? Meat eaters. We won't be able to keep up with the demand for meat eaters. We're going to have to find something else. And I remember there are certain countries that eat a lot of insects, don't they? Paul wants to know, where's my David Bellamy beard? I'll have to hide behind a plant in a moment, Paul. That's what I'll have to do. Paul watching on YouTube there. And I remember them saying, we're all going to have to learn to eat insects. Well, 3/4 of them have disappeared. Where the hell have they gone? The story goes on. It says, to some of us that might seem a boon. Our family picnics on the Sussex Downs are no longer plagued by wasps as they were in my childhood. Well, they're not. Now and again you see a wasp, but not like several of them. Do you remember trying to eat a sandwich, perhaps with jam on it, outside somewhere? And you'd be surrounded by wasps. There'd be like 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, all gathering around your jam sandwich. Don't see them now. Where are they? It says, and far less effort is spent scraping off the distended corpses of the multiple airborne pests that used to weld themselves to the car windscreen. It goes on. For me as a motorcyclist, it means less risk of being hit in the neck by bees on days when it's too warm for a scarf. At 80 mile an hour, it's like someone has thrown a brick at you. Yeah, I've had that in the eye. I've had a fly in my eye. It enough hurt it did. It didn't do any damage, fortunately, when I've been on a push bike. I mean, you should wear... I've got glasses, sunglasses and clear glasses that you're supposed to wear on your bike, although I must admit I don't always put them on. It says, one day soon we may well lament the loss of such minor inconveniences, because insects are integral to life. Many are pollinators. They ensure the transfer of pollen in or between plants so that they reproduce. Others are prey for a variety of wildlife or are predators of others, and some are decomposers of organic matter. They account for 2/3 of life on the Earth, and a plentiful and active bug population is indicative of a healthy planet. So rapidly diminishing numbers are ominous. One scientist is warning the world is on course for ecological Armageddon. Certainly at a local allotment, my fellow gardeners and I have been discussing the mysterious disappearance of our insect helpers with increasing concern over the past decade. Where are those pollinators in chief, the bees, when you need them? Or the flies, moths and butterflies, which also do sterling work in pollinating flower and crops. Now, I happen to know in California, they've already got this problem, and they actually take around hives of bees to different parts of California because they don't have any of their own anymore. This is not good. The gentle hum of bees of these insects was the soundtrack to our hoeing and weeding. Now there's often an eerie silence over our plots. These are the people with the allotments. At some point in the near future, when numbers have declined below an unknown tipping point, plants will go unpollinated, and then there'd be no fruit. It's a problem for gardeners, but a far greater one for farmers and big food producers. Now, what's the cause? The Dutch researchers reckon they found the dramatic decline in happening regardless of habitat, land use or the weather, leaving them at a loss to explain what lies behind it. The scientific evidence points to certain types of insecticides. These novel insect killers employ a sophisticated form of chemical warfare that stops brain cells working, leading to paralysis. Before 2000, the neonicotinoid chemicals were virtually unknown. Yet in the space of 20 years, they've become very widely used. So it's possible that that's what it is. We've got to stop using them, haven't we? There'd be no food. Unless someone comes along and you could employ someone, I suppose, to brush this pollen, off the stamen and things like that on the plants, couldn't you? But it is very worrying. And that's the answer. There'd be no honey. Won't have any honey to put on your toast anymore in the morning. What are you going to do without honey? So it was a very interesting story, and it got me to looking at that just before I came up to do the show today. So I kind of related to it, you see. And I thought, yeah, I don't get insects on the car. Never. Just never happens. Do you? Very worrying. Peter says, too many pesticides. Yeah, too many. Gordon, good morning, Gordon. How are you, sir? Doesn't drive, but I do remember that in my parents' car used to be covered in insects. They did. Vera rides a bike. She knows you get a bee in the eye when you're riding your bike, don't you? Mari says, I have 2 properties. I'm in Dorset now and I love it here, but I spend in time in Bath and Somerset as often as possible before they are where I live. Oh, I beg your pardon. Yeah, I thought you was in Dorset. I didn't know you had a place in Somerset as well. That's nice there, isn't it, Somerset? Peter says, what do wasps do? Waste of space, and they sting. Actually, Peter, I think they pollinate as well, wasps. I do think they're not nice. No one likes wasps. But I believe they do pollinate as well, so they're important as well. You see? Good morning, Ben. Morning, Ben. Hope you're well this morning. He says no. Really? No. Yeah, it's true. No insects. I used to be always chasing flies around when they flew in the window. Hardly ever get them now. I'll go outside and the flying ants. I tell you what, I haven't seen this year. Flying ants. They come around springtime, don't they? And usually there was a couple of weeks where I'd be on my bike and you'd have to keep your mouth closed. Going through certain areas, there's a little like a bit where I cycle over, and you'd get flying ants there. I didn't see them at all this year. No flying ants. I don't like ants, especially not flying ones. When they fly into your mouth, not a pleasant experience. Paul's going to send me some bees over next summer. Please do, Paul. We're a bit short of bees here in Royal Berkshire. All right. Okie doke. What's the time? I'm going to do my birthdays now, and then we're going to disappear because it's dinner time. I've got to go and do my dinner. All right. If you want to send in an email at any time, feel free to do so. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is my email address, or you can always send us a private message on the Facebook as well. Okay, good morning to Mark, who joins us this morning as well. Good morning, Mark. He's watching on the YouTube. Just to let you know, it's Sunday night, just before I do the birthdays. I'm hosting karaoke tonight. It's our big Camden night out tonight. Karaoke tonight and every Sunday, 8 p.m. till 10:45. And you can find that one at the Camden Eye in Camden Town. Come out the tube station. It's right across the road from you. You need the Finchley Road side. There's 2 sides. Camden Eye Street, Finchley Road. Come out the Finchley Road side. Literally, before you come down the steps, look over the road. There's the pub. Walk over the road, 10 seconds from the entrance to the tube station, all right? Karaoke tonight and every Sunday at the Camden Eye in Camden Town. Okie doke. Today's birthdays then. Let's do today's birthdays. Happy birthday today to Gerry Green. Happy birthday, Gerry. Long-time correspondent to the show. Good morning, Gerry. Good morning to Ben as well, who's watching on YouTube Live. Good morning to one of our lovely Manilow ladies, Jenny Bolia. I think I've got your name right there, Jenny. Happy birthday to you, Jenny. Happy birthday today to Jason Carter, a very young 48 years old. Happy birthday, Jason. John Aitken. Hello, John. He's often with us on the show. He's not there this morning. He'll probably catch it on the replay a little bit later on. John today is 50 years old. Happy birthday, John. You see, now you've got to it. It's not so bad, is it? It's not so bad being 50. Once you get to that, it's like, you get, oh, I'm going to be 30. Oh, I'm going to be 40. Oh, I'm going to be 50. And then you get there, it's just another day. Hasn't made any difference at all. You don't look any older, John. I'm sure you don't. You looked old 20 years ago. So you don't look any older now. Happy birthday, John. And happy birthday this morning to Mike Contini. I like your surname there, Mike. Mike Contini. They're our birthdays this morning. Let's sing you the song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Gerry, Jeannie, Jason, John and Mike. Happy birthday to you. All right? Happy birthday, boys and girls. Have a wonderful time on this Sunday on your birthdays. And just a quick welcome to those of you watching on some of the Learn English Facebook groups as well. We're on there as well now, so a warm welcome along to you. And I hope perhaps this watching just some bloke talking in English might help you along with your learning English. I don't know if it's a hard language to learn or not. I'm always impressed with people that can speak fluently in more than one language. I mean, I can do a little bit of French, the tiniest ever bit of Spanish. I'm very good at American and Australian. Good day, mate. I'm very very good at that. But to speak other languages, I knew someone called Jonathan, who also does drag, the Dame Edna Experience, and he can, and also Kelly Wilde, I believe, and they can speak fluently many languages. And you've got to be clever to do that. I suppose it's just something in your brain that they've got that I haven't got. Similarly, I can't play football. If you put David Beckham and me on he's a bit old now, isn't he? Let's forget David Beckham. If you put on there Cristiano Ronaldo, oh yes, please, thank you very much. If you put him on a football pitch and me, it just wouldn't work. Now I wonder if Cristiano Ronaldo could sit here and talk for an hour crap. Well, I can do that. I think. Shania's birthday is a week today. Is it really? Gosh. Well, we'll have to do a little birthday thing for you. Anyway, that's it for the show today, boys and girls. Thank you very much for joining me. We'll probably have a late night show tonight, round about 1 o'clock. Okay, so early tomorrow morning, round about 1 o'clock. And the late night shows I do from the living room, they're not such a high quality picture-wise. This is in high definition now, so we go back down to standard definition. And the reason we do that is because we can do video calls now. So you're watching, everyone watching the show now, if you're on a smartphone, you can video call in. Not now, because it doesn't work in the studio. It only works when we're downstairs and doing the whole thing on a smartphone. So it's always nice to see some faces and have a little bit of a chat. So we'll probably do that tonight when I get in, right about 1:30 in the morning. Okay, boys and girls. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning is my music and chat show. You can listen to that at uploadradio.com. That's 10 o'clock UK time. Every Monday morning, uploadradio.com. If you can't be there at 10 o'clock, they got a listen again thing on there. And you can use that, all right? Right, I'm going to do my cooking and my dinner now. Vegetable risotto for me this afternoon. Have a lovely day, and thanks very much for watching and listening. Cheerio now.